everyone, it's me Lyzza and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm gonna show you how to organize the chess pieces on the chessboards and perform the different movements of each chess pieces. Also, I will show you what is the goal of playing chess. So let's start! First, this is a chessboard contains 64 squares and 32 chess pieces divided into two colors. The light colors and dark colors. So some chessboard have names that contains ranks or the numbered rows and the titles, lettered columns, but some don't. So for our guide, be sure that we face the correct direction, which is the lower right corner. That is always white here, or we could say white on the right. So if I face here, my white will always be here. I face there, so here's my white. Next, we have the chess pieces starting by the king. Each side has one king. So here it is. Next, we have the queen. Each side has one queen. There you go. Next, we have the rook, or others sometimes call it the castle. So each side has two rooks. So here it is. Next, we have the bishop. Each side has also two pieces. Next, we have the knight, or others call it the horse. So each side has two knights. I'm sorry. Here. And lastly, the pawn. So each side has 8 pieces. So overall, we have 32 chess pieces and 16 pieces each side. So white pieces are always on row 1 and 2. Row 1 and 2, whereas black will always be on the row 7, and row 8. So remember that both kings are always on the E file, and the queen on the D file, or simply, queen corresponds to its color, white queen for white square and black queen for black square. So let's start organizing the chess pieces on the chessboard. So we have the rook first, rook. Next we have the horse, and horse. Next we have the bishop, the king, and the queen. We have the pawn. There you go. So we must remember that the king will always be the most valuable piece, because once the king is captured and trapped, it's called checkmate, and that is the goal of playing chess. So king can move in blank space in any direction. In capturing an opponent's piece, we will just land on it. So like for example, this is the king. So I will put it here, here, there. Any direction. Just one move on it. Cannot be 3 moves, just one. There. So when eating the opponents, for example, it goes here. The opponent goes here. So the king will land on it and eat it. So it will be like this. There. There you go. Next we have the queen. Queen can move any number of squares in vertical, horizontal, or diagonal as long as no one is blocking her way. Second most valuable piece. Capturing is also by landing on the opponent's piece. So for example, so here is the queen. It can move any number of squares. So here, horizontal line, or here, vertical, and also diagonal. Okay, so when capturing opponent's piece, it would look like this. So for example, this will eat the pawn. So I will just capture it like that. So remember that it can only move any number of squares as long as no one is blocking her way. For example, like this. If someone is blocking her way, she cannot move like this. Next, we have the rook. So rook can move any distance in any direction, either horizontal or vertical, but not diagonal. So similar to the queen, they cannot pass through if a piece is blocking their path. Like for example, like this, they cannot pass through this if it blocks the way of the rook. So by capturing the opponent's piece is by landing on it. So the movement will be like this: vertical or horizontal, or vertical. So there you go. So when capturing the opponents, it would look like this. For example, if the pawn is here, then you will capture it like this. So there you go. And vice versa. Next, we have the bishop. So bishop can move any distance, but only diagonal. It cannot pass through the path if a piece is blocking it. Bishop can never move to a square of different colors. So this means one bishop moves on the light squares and one bishop moves on the dark squares. So here, if you would see, there's one bishop on the dark square and there's bishop on the white square. So its movement will be like this. So for example, this is on the white, it will look only like this or like that, as long as it is diagonal. So when capturing the opponent's piece, it will look like this. For example, the pawn is here, so the bishop will eat like this. So second to the last, we have the knights or knight here, or the horse there. So the knight's moves is described as the capital L shape, maybe in front, backwards, and sideways. Also, knight is the only piece that can jump over the pieces. Similar to previous pieces, capturing opponents is by landing on them. So, for example, here is the horse, so we will land it on here because it's L shape. This is the shape where we can land it here and there. So it probably jump over the pieces. For example, here it jump over the pawn, so that is okay. So when capturing the opponents, it will land on them, so it could look like this. For example, here, there, or here, as long as it is in the L shape. So there. So lastly, we have pawns. Pawns can move forward only. For first time movement, could either be 1 or 2, but take note this is only at first. So preceding movement would be just 1. Move forward, also cannot move when path is black. So pawn differ in capturing its opponent because it captures diagonally, like this. But pawn can only move diagonally if capturing the opponent. If normal, move straight forward only. So for the first move, you can move it twice or just once. For preceding moves, only 1. So when capturing, it would look like this, diagonal, there. So in chess, we have the pawn promotion, wherein if the pawn lands on the 8th rock for white, for example, this will land here, or black one will go to the first rock here. Players will be able to change it to whatever piece they want to change. Some change it more often to queen. Like for example, if my queen was captured, I will place it over here. I'll change it with the pawn. So there you go. Another one, if you want another queen, for example, your queen isn't captured yet, you may place the rook upside down to indicate it as another queen. So for example, this, I will put it upside down. There you go. So this will be another queen. Okay, so for now, I will show you the 4 moves technique. So to easily checkmate the king's opponent. So for example, this is mine and this is my opponent. So let's start. This is my first move here, and for example, this is his move. So next, I'll move the queen here. Next is here. Next, I will move my bishop. So here. And next is, for example, here. And lastly, we'll there. So checkmate. So if the king will eat me, it will still be checkmate because my bishop will capture it. There. So that is when the chess is done and you're the winner if the king was checkmate and drop. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this video and hope you like, subscribe, and share my video. Bye guys!